2026 World Cup only a year out, there's a big question of whether the fans will make it to the stadiums or be forced to watch from home.
Trump administration has banned citizens from 12 countries from traveling and entering into the United States.
Oh, this is a unique trophy. This is the trophy. America will welcome the world. There will be millions of people coming, Mr. President, millions of people. The economic impact is 40 billion US dollars.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup was awarded jointly to the United States, Canada, and Mexico, marking the first time in history that 3 nations would co-host the tournament.
For the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the member associations of Canada, Mexico, and USA have been selected by the FIFA Congress to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Thank you.
It was designed as the largest World Cup ever, with 48 teams and an unprecedented scale of operations. For the United States, the event was projected to generate an economic impact of more than 40 billion US dollars through tourism, sponsorships, broadcasting, and infrastructure investments. However, policy changes within the United States have introduced major challenges to those projections. A travel ban on citizens from 12 countries, new visa fees, and lengthy delays in visa processing have directly affected the ability of international fans to enter the country. For many football supporters, these restrictions make attendance at US-based matches either financially prohibitive or logistically impossible. Some fan bases of already qualified nations are entirely excluded due to the travel ban. Canada and Mexico, by contrast, are strengthening their image. Both countries highlight smooth entry, operational readiness, and openness to fans and sponsors. If more matches shift north or south, the reputational gain will be theirs. FIFA is expected to finalize hosting arrangements with at least 12 months' notice. That window is closing quickly. Unless restrictions are eased and delays resolved, major matches could move away from U.S. cities. The numbers remain clear. $40 billion in projected U.S. economic impact is at risk. Local governments that invested heavily in stadium expansions and transport upgrades may face budget shortfalls. Long-term infrastructure plans tied to World Cup revenue could be delayed or canceled. The impact on fan attendance is not minor. Large-scale sporting events depend heavily on international supporters whose presence fills stadiums, drives spending in host cities, and creates the atmosphere that defines global tournaments. With these barriers in place, organizers have begun to adjust expectations. Cultural festivals, volunteer programs, and fan zones are being reduced in scope. What was expected to be a broad cultural celebration risks becoming significantly smaller in the United States. Sponsors have also responded. Emirates Airlines redirected $15 million of its sponsorship package away from U.S. venues and toward Canadian matches. Visa, one of FIFA's primary global partners, has shifted substantial marketing budgets into Canada and Mexico. Several multinational corporations, including apparel and beverage companies, have trimmed the size of their American campaigns, redirecting resources to where the environment is viewed as more stable. Corporate confidence in the U.S. portion of the tournament is visibly declining. Stadium construction and event logistics are facing further strain from trade and customs policies. Materials such as steel beams, lighting systems, and electronic displays are experiencing delays due to tariffs and heightened inspections. Organizers have been forced into costlier overtime work, scaled-back designs, or cheaper alternatives to meet deadlines. While stadiums will likely be completed, compromises in quality and presentation affect international perception. In global tournaments, reliability and readiness are as important as physical structures, and delays weaken confidence. These issues have led FIFA to develop contingency plans. Internal documents and planning exercises reveal that FIFA has prepared to relocate entire blocks of matches to Canada or Mexico if necessary. The contingency measures include pre-arranged hotel bookings, charter flight schedules, volunteer redeployment, and ticket redistribution systems. These plans can be activated with as little as 90 days' notice, minimizing disruption if the United States is unable to resolve policy and logistical barriers. Canada stands to benefit significantly from this shift. Its stadiums, though fewer in number, are proven venues. Vancouver's BC Place, with a capacity of 54,000, has hosted the Winter Olympics and Women's World Cup finals. Toronto's BMO Field is being expanded to 45,000 seats to meet FIFA standards. Canada also offers a more efficient visa process. In many cases, international visitors can secure visas within weeks, or no visa is required at all for short stays. Transit systems, hotel infrastructure, and cultural institutions are already aligned with international event hosting. Canada's reputation for stability and inclusivity enhances its ability to absorb relocated matches. Mexico also provides a strong alternative. It has previously hosted the World Cup twice, in 1970 and 1986, giving it historic credibility. Its stadiums are both modern and iconic. The Estadio Azteca in Mexico City remains one of the most recognized football arenas in the world, capable of accommodating large crowds and creating unmatched atmosphere. Monterrey's Estadio BBVA combines advanced design with modern facilities, while Guadalajara's Estadio Akron adds architectural distinction. Many Latin American fans can enter Mexico without a visa, offering easier accessibility compared to the US-Mexico's football infrastructure and culture are long established, reducing risks of last-minute disruptions. For the United States, the potential losses are substantial. If significant matches are relocated, host cities stand to lose billions in projected revenue. Hotels booked years in advance could remain vacant. Restaurants, bars, and shops that expanded for record crowds could face financial shortfalls. Transportation providers, including airlines, buses, and rideshare companies, would lose peak season profits. Tens of thousands of seasonal jobs linked to the tournament, ushers, translators, hospitality staff, caterers, and drivers, would disappear. The World Cup was expected to bring rare economic opportunities, but those opportunities may now shift across borders. The broader consequences extend beyond direct revenue. Hosting the World Cup is a demonstration of national capability and reliability. If the US loses matches due to self-imposed restrictions and bureaucratic delays, it risks being perceived internationally as an unreliable host for large-scale events. This perception could influence decisions for future sporting events, international conventions, and global gatherings. Soft power, the ability of a country to influence others through culture and openness, would be diminished. A compelling angle worth highlighting involves how previous World Cup hosts have leveraged the tournament to enhance their global image, and how that dynamic now hangs in the balance for 2026. In 2006, Germany used the World Cup to reshape perceptions of the nation, generating around $400 million in tourism revenue and creating 500,000 jobs, while spotlighting a fan-centered experience that transformed global attitudes toward the country. South Africa, hosting in 2010, similarly invested in new stadiums and transport infrastructure to project modernization and unity to an international audience. These examples show that mega events can function as platforms of soft power, subtle diplomacy through culture and spectacle. In 2026, the United States had a parallel opportunity to project openness, unity, and leadership. Instead, emerging restrictions and logistical hurdles risk not only economic losses, but also handing that soft power advantage to Canada and Mexico, who are presenting themselves as the reliable guardians of the World Cup's spirit and legacy. In contrast, Canada and Mexico are actively cultivating reputations of accessibility and readiness. Both nations emphasize smoother entry processes, operational efficiency, and cultural inclusivity. If matches are relocated, they will gain international prestige as reliable hosts. This shift could strengthen their positions in future bids for global tournaments and international events. FIFA insiders indicate that decisions on relocation could be made with as little as 12 months' notice. With less than 2 years before kickoff, the timeline for the United States to resolve these issues is narrowing. Without adjustments, the risk of high-profile matches being reassigned grows stronger. The financial figures remain clear. An estimated $40 billion in U.S. economic impact is at stake. Cities and states that invested in infrastructure and expansion based on those projections could be left managing debt without the expected revenue to offset it. The result may be postponed development projects, reduced public services, and political backlash from communities that were promised lasting benefits from the World Cup.